That brilliant wheeze they dreamed up of solving Cyprus's money problems by filching from people's savings accounts looks to have been snuffed out tonight. The Parliament there voted it out this evening, egged on by lots of demonstrators outside, chanting it was all a filthy German plot. Cyprus now faces the challenge of finding some other way of persuading the rest of the EU to give them shed loads of money. A British plane sent with £1 million cash landed a little while ago, so British servicemen and women serving on the island can have some ready cash. While tonight, the government there ponders whether it might have to revive the old Cypriot pound. Our reporter Joe Lynham is in Nicosia.
The chaos inside and outside the Cypriot Parliament continued today. Angry depositors letting their MPs know that their seats would be in jeopardy if they voted to expropriate their savings. Inside the chamber, it was just as messy. The ruling party decided to abstain on its own negotiated plan, and everyone else voted against it. That no vote yielded applause outside the building and prompted a spontaneous rendition of the national anthem.
This decision of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Cyprus is protecting all the peoples of the member countries of the European Union. And this is the main message I want to send tonight to all European citizens.
The vote may have been rejected, but the uncertainty in Cyprus remains. George Kaimis, a pharmaceutical importer, called his staff into work today to reassure them as best you can when you don't know the future yourself.
Last night I was thinking, shall I send them all home when I was coming today? And then I woke up this morning and said, well, we have to work through this situation, and sending people home for a one-week leave is not going to solve the problem. It does feel to me that it's like a war situation, in the sense that I feel that we are being pressurized to take decisions and to not to think too much about them, and we are kind of being sandwiched in between two superpowers, or as you may call a coalition of superpowers, Germany and the European Union and Russia, and being forced to take decisions that we are not prepared to take.
One of those superpowers is already stationed in large numbers in Cyprus. 7% of the Cypriot population is now from Russia. Most of them live in the beach resort of Limassol in the south.
An estimated 20,000 Russians live or work here in Limassol. Many of them are retired or working for perfectly legitimate Russian-owned companies. But many of them are here because Cypriot anti-money laundering laws are amongst the weakest in Europe. Now that may bug people in Paris, Berlin or Brussels, but it doesn't irritate people here in Cyprus. They welcome Russian money for creating jobs and investment.
The problem, though, is when the banks eventually reopen in Cyprus, many believe that the Russians will take their money, as much as 20 billion euros of it, and run, destroying the local economy and leaving an army of unemployed accountants, lawyers and tax advisors. And it's not just Russians who will be out of pocket. Britain pulled out in 1960, but around 25,000 Brits still call Cyprus their home. One of them, Keith Lord from Wakefield, is retired here and, like many, is disgusted at the raid on his savings.
I thought I was coming to live in paradise. I have my state pension. I also saved with my company for 20 years a private pension, which I thought was good to hold me in good stead, and I'd have a nice, comfortable retirement. But unfortunately, the money's going to be usurped from me, legally taken from me.
On top of UK expats, there's almost 3,000 British military staff stationed in Cyprus. And to allay their fears, the MOD said today that it was flying €1 million in cash to the Mediterranean island tonight. The Cyprus airlift is underway. Caught between the Russians and the Eurozone, the former advisor to the current president said there might be a third way. Use the natural gas, which has just been found in abundance off the Cyprus coast.
Well, given Troika's recipes, we're forced to find another solution. We don't need all that much money. We just need 10 billion, and that's the real number. We could use depositors' money if we really have to, but not in the form of a haircut. we could borrow from depositors and repay it back to them when the natural gas resources of Cyprus really start paying in. That way, there's no haircut, no one loses a cent.
For now, it looks awfully like Cypriot politicians, under pressure from their electorate, have called the Troika's bluff. Expect more emergency meetings in Brussels and Frankfurt over the next few days, but don't expect a smooth resolution anytime soon.